What up? Gene Wolf here, aka the Jedi Marketer, and we are in another FutureAdpro FutureNet review. Also, going to be discussing a little bit on the FutureNet ICO, which is going to be the launch of their own cryptocurrency to 2 million members, which is Futuro coin or Futuro ICO. So first things first, we're going to get something out of the way to brush this misconception under the rug, because a lot of people don't understand what a Ponzi is, what the definition is, and how companies are actually created with the characteristics of a Ponzi and run as a Ponzi. I'm going to lay it out to you so that you understand this and why FutureAdpro, FutureNet, or Futuro coin is different and 100% legit. So I've done some notes here just to give you guys, I've done research on what Ponzis are. In a nutshell, Ponzis are platforms, opportunities, or investments that promise returns on your initial investments. They especially pay you back with your own money, dripping back a small percentage at a time, but not producing any real profits to produce the promise of your investment with the profit margins. An example of that real quickly, outside of the examples I've written down there. If you invest in a platform and they say they're going to promise to give you 130% or 120%, basically they don't have the profit margins to pay out those. And imagine if they had 100,000 or 1,000 investors all getting the exact same thing. So essentially, if they're not producing any profits, which they aren't, basically what's happening is the company's launching into debt. So investors one, investors one pay out investors two with investors one money, dripping back small drips of percentages. No real profits cover those margins. So essentially that categorizes it as a Ponzi, because there is no profit, there is no money produced. How can they pay out profit margins without producing any real profits prior to selling those investment packages? Example 2. The SEC of the United States of America says Traffic Monsoon produced 100% of their revenue from ad pack purchases to pay back ad pack purchases and the 10% profit margin they offer. 100% correct. Even though Traffic Monsoon was very successful, produced a lot of money and could pay out previous ad pack purchases, the characteristics in which the company was run was that, in order for them to not be a Ponzi, they would have had to produce proof that 95% of their profits came from not ad pack purchases. So they didn't have that proof. They couldn't prove that they did that. So essentially it's a Ponzi, because what they're doing is ad pack purchases prior are paying back other ad pack purchasers. So it's basically the characteristics of a Ponzi. And I don't know, I think pretty sure Traffic Monsoon lost. I haven't actually updated myself, but that is basically, in my opinion, I consider that, I'm not saying Traffic Monsoon is a Ponzi, but it could be characterized as one because of how they ran their business model. So the SEC is right, basically, because, in order for Traffic Monsoon to be legit, they would have had to produce profits outside of their ad packs purchases prior. So the company essentially launches into debt. Now, so why is FutureAdpro, why is FutureNet legit? Okay, so FutureNet is actually a social network. FutureNet is a social network portal with multiple streams of income already produced. FutureAdpro was never launched until a year and a half into FutureNet's launch and journey as a social network. So FutureNet successfully launched a social network, bringing in some really heavy hitters, heavy marketers who helped grow the business. The type of income streams, there's multiple income streams that FutureNet has. One of them, because they're a social network, was advertising. So they sell advertising space to advertisers who can come in, purchase whatever advertising packages they have, and display impressions of their offers. Income stream, right? Another income stream. They have basically third-party affiliate portals. So basically, they're connected to travel websites. They're connected to car portals. They're connected to e-commerce based websites in which they link to. So basically, the coding within FutureNet is connected to these other third-party websites, and when they send traffic through their portal, essentially they're creating a revenue stream. So they earn a small portion of that, whether it be 5%, 3%, whatever it is. 2 million people going through their e-commerce portals is going to produce a lot of money. They also have an MLM structure. So basically people can join their I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like an MLM matrix type thing where you can get 100% matching bonus when first level and second level people purchase their packages. I don't know it entirely because I haven't gotten to depth into it, but it's basically another income stream, right? There's many other different income streams. Basically, the whole point of me saying that is that 100% of their revenue prior to the launch of FutureAdpro was created. That means they are already a successful business opportunity and company. So they generated all this revenue. 100% of their revenue was generated, and they essentially, it characterized them as a legitimate business model. Now, with that being said, when they launched FutureAdpro, which is a sister company, a smaller sister company of the conglomerate FutureNet, they can successfully launch it with whatever characteristics they want to say because of ad pack purchases. So it's still a product, the advertising, and there's, I think, something like over 100,000 paying members inside of FutureAdpro now. Another income stream. Now, how does it signify it to not be a Ponzi if it still has the characteristics of Traffic Monsoon? Well, 100% of the profits, because FutureAdpro is actually part of FutureNet, so it's actually FutureNet. 100% of their revenue was generated outside of the ad pack purchases of FutureAdpro. So that in itself signifies it as a real business model, a legitimate business model selling legitimate business services. Now, if FutureNet didn't exist and they launched FutureAdpro prior to FutureNet, then it would be characterized as a Ponzi, because now they're just basically paying out ad pack purchases to other ad pack purchases. But because they created 100% of their revenue through all these other multiple income streams, now what happens is now they can cover the profit margins. So it basically, this is how a revenue share should be launched. This is the proper legitimate format. You launch a company, you launch a product-based website, you launch, whatever it is, social network, product, or anything like that, and you build it up, and it's successful. If it's successful, then you launch a revenue share model, because now 100% of the revenue that you generated is now can cover profit margins, and profit margins on the ad pack purchases. Now, everybody knows that there is no guarantee of earnings inside of ad pack purchases because you're purchasing a product. But the point being is that it is 100% legit. So, with that out of the way, for those of you who are sitting on the fence about whether or not FutureAdpro was a Ponzi or FutureNet was a Ponzi, it is not a Ponzi. It is a legitimate business model, and they continuously are launching and rolling out new products, new things that create more revenue for the company. It's not just a revenue share. It's a real giant company that's, it's just doing big things. It's creating a lot of millionaires, and I'm really enjoying my journey with it. Now, FUTURO coin, the next launch, the ICO product that's going to be launched. They're going to be launching a lot of they're going to have mining contracts. You're going to be able to purchase FUTURO coin on an actual exchange. It is a public entity in which that it's open source. So it's going to be launched on the blockchain as well. And it's going to be launched to 2 million members inside of FutureNet social network and all the paying customers of FutureAdpro. this is huge because it is already has a huge database, and it's creating this type of excitement and momentum that can change a lot of people's lives. So one of the advices that I say is you need to be getting involved with Futureadpro so you can start generating some revenue, generating some profits here from the ad pack purchases, and start getting some of that money ready for this big launch, this big ICO, because I'm going to be well invested inside of this ICO when it launches. I don't know if they're probably going to give us early adopter entry into it to buy it probably cheaper. I don't know entirely yet. I've seen a couple of videos, but it's going to be a huge launch. So with that said, if you got any questions about Futureadpro or FutureNet or FUTURO coin, be sure to hit me up, hit my inbox on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave a comment, and make sure you leave a like, please. Smash up the likes. Alright, so look forward to letting you guys know some more updates on Futureadpro, FUTURO coin, and FutureNet. Peace.